Welcome everyone, let's jump right in. The first gem I'd like to share is Cast when damage taken. This is going to enable our build from 0.1, using Infernal Flame to charge energy and cast spells automatically. There is also a Cast while channeling gem, which could be combined with Cast when damage taken, for some ridiculous screen clutter. Another spirit gem we may very likely make use of is the Hydra Familiar. As an example, if we can shock, ignite, or freeze enemies with our self-cast spell, we can give our Hydra the Ball Lightning spell, and then we can trigger Lightning Warp with a meta gem. There are other meta gems that cost spirit. I'll leave the link down below if you want to look for yourself. There are also some other spells which are new, which I believe will be placed in the Primal Gem tab, alongside some other skills which shapeshift us into a bear. Notice the wording on the gem. This would mean shapeshifting into a bear is not unique to Druid. Other spells like Rolling Magma seem perfect for our trigger setups. Combining it with Flame Wall may allow us to get infinite chains with ricochet and chaining from terrain. Lots of text on this spell, but it's simply a channeling spell that spawns a volcano taking 2 seconds to generate 4 stages at base cast speed. This spell would need additional bonuses to limit, such as from the overabundant support gem, or the unique Idol of Olden Crimson Amulet. I'm starting to see some inspiration from Diablo 2 with these primal gems. Nevertheless, this looks like it could be another fun spell for us to try, especially if we veer away from elemental damage, as this is physical. Lastly, another spell gem probably getting thrown in the Primal tab. This one seems a bit underwhelming to be honest, as we can't trigger it effectively due to the limit, but it would be good with Cast on Shock, as well as with the new Hydra who can only cast at enemies affected by elemental ailments, such as shock. I can't say for certain if these gems will make it into 0.3, but I can say if they do we'll definitely be using them. I am hesitant to prepare a full League start guide on this side of the release. I have been playtesting a build which I will share below, which is an optimized amalgamation of previous leveling builds. Last time we started with flasks to pursue the Gnashing Sash. Little did I know the price would skyrocket before I had time to see, because of an unrelated bug. I also shared a Twink leveling guide using Mask of the Stitched Demon, but this requires unique items and not possible on day 1 of League, or in SSF. So, the skill tree I show here will likely stay the same, and definitely works in SSF, from Act 1 all the way into maps. Make sure to use the Path of Building program to see different loadouts for each stage. If you don't have this program yet, it's a great tool and is an open source project on GitHub, where ordinary people, like you and me, share their expertise to improve it. Don't worry, it's not a virus, it is safe. We start by gunning it straight for life on kill bonuses. This will be very effective between levels 20 and 30, at which point we will need to shift our skill tree and focus on life regeneration. We must also get some strength nodes to increase our life regeneration. If you follow this planner, assuming the skill tree is not changed, it is important to copy the specific stats exactly as shown, so that we will always be able to equip our gems. I will also explore the possibility of using spell Leech in 0.3. Using the Covenant armor, we are able to leech life from spells, just like a Blood Mage. Soul Tether could help recover Energy Shield with Leech, at the cost of losing 5% per second, though I'm not confident this belt is actually good for Infernal Flame. In addition to this, if we choose to, we can convert the Life Leech into Energy Shield Leech. This means we can use our flask for either Life or Energy Shield with Eternal Youth, and Leech can recover the other. Before I end this video, I'd like to squeeze in some of the bugs I've found while playing Demon Form. Because, if these problems exist with shapeshifting, it won't be good for 0.3. It is possible to gain the shapeshifting buff, without being shapeshifted. We can see our health is decreasing, we can see the buff icon at the top, but I am clearly not a demon, with a two-handed mace in my hands. We also still cannot place any persistent buff support gems into demon form. I'm not sure if this is intended, but the UI lets us place the supports in, they just simply don't activate. There was a similar bug with Sceptres which is taken advantage of. No spirit is reserved for gems placed in Sceptres, but the effect does activate. Unlike Demon Form, which does not activate the persistent buff gem. If this is still left unpatched, it will be a great way to boost your stats early on, and even later into endgame. There are also a lot of problems configuring weapon sets for shapeshifting, and this is only the beginning of the problem. We can see here, blink is enabled on all sets, cast on freeze is only on weapon set 2. Cast on critical is weapon set 1 and shapeshifting. Unfortunately, assigning spirit gems to either human or demon form does not work. Even though cast on freeze should never be enabled when shapeshifted, it completely overrides cast on critical, because it is higher up in the list. I will now prove what is happening. If we simply swap our 2 spirit gems around, so that cast on critical is only allowed to be active on weapon set 2, then we should not have cast on critical when we transform. But we do. It just swaps itself, even though we've told it not to, because their placement in the list takes priority over what we have explicitly told it to do. Let's be honest, 0.2 was just a completely different game compared to 0.1. But in 0.3, I have genuine hope we will be getting closer to what we had with Barrier Invocation. Everything in this video is speculation. Nothing has been confirmed by GGG. I am referencing data mining, which has had a track record of high accuracy, but even so, this is still not confirmation. The build guides are in the planner, though in 0.3 I will probably level with the new spells to test other gems and interactions, and share my progress as the league unfolds. That's all from me, for now. Unless the announcement tomorrow shakes things up, I will try to post regular updates for my demon form build from day one. So as usual, I'd like to thank you for watching, and wish you all to take care.